Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, hi. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to join the Happy Soul Tribe so that you don't miss out on future videos with me and you're tuning in for Faith Friday. As you can tell, I am filming in a totally different spot from usual, and that is because it's nighttime and I never ever film at nighttime. It's just been a crazy day. I filmed technically 3 videos today. You have to forgive me for the change of lighting. Today's video, I thought I would just do kind of a relaxed Bible study, but these are my notes from this morning. The last few weeks, I have been doing a study on the book of Psalms. I've been doing 1 chapter a day. Some of the chapters in Psalm are actually pretty short, so that may not sound like a lot of Bible reading to you, but it's totally fine. I've told you guys this time and time again. It is fine if all you do when you open your Bible for the day is read a couple verses. It's quality over quantity when it comes to studying the Word and spending time with the Lord. Today, I wanted to talk about the one that I read today, which was chapter 19. As you can see, I take like lots of side notes. I've always kind of written Psalm off. I just never thought that there was that much truth in it for me to need to read. No, you should never write a book of the Bible off because there's something to learn from every book. And so I'm just really glad to be taking the time to go through Psalm. It's been really enjoyable for me. So I wanted to talk about chapter 19 in particular today. The author is David. I just have a great deal of admiration for David. My husband and I have been having a lot more discussions about David recently and just trying to learn more about who he was because he is just such a focused upon character in the Bible, and so I wanted to learn more about him. I'm gonna go ahead and read Psalm 19. It's only actually 14 verses long, so it's not too much reading, but I have my Life Application Study Bible in the translation NIV. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hand. Day after day they pour forth speech. Night after night they reveal knowledge. They have no speech, they use no words, no sound is heard from them, yet their voice goes out into all the earth. Their words to the ends of the world. In the heavens God has pitched a tent for the sun. It is like a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, like a champion rejoicing to run his course. It rises at one end of the heaven and makes its circuit to the other. Nothing is deprived of its warmth. The law of the Lord is perfect and refreshing to the soul. The statutes of the Lord are trustworthy, making wise the simple. The precepts of the Lord are right, giving joy to the heart. The commands of the Lord are radiant, giving light to the eyes. The fear of the Lord is pure, enduring forever. The decrees of the Lord are firm, and all of them are righteous. They are more precious than gold, than much pure gold. They're sweeter than honey from the honeycomb. By them your servant is warned. In keeping them there is great reward. But who can discern their own errors? Forgive my hidden faults. Keep your servant also from willful sins. May they not rule over me. Then I will be blameless, innocent of great transgression. May these words of my mouth and this meditation of my heart be pleasing in your sight, Lord, my rock and my redeemer. Okay. Bean literally chomped on his food the entire time that I was filming that clip, so if you guys couldn't hear me, I truly apologize. He is a loud chewer. This chapter kind of starts off with David just kind of talking about how awesome and how wonderful creation is and how it just like really resounds the fact that there is a God. The skies are incredible and intricate, and just talking about the wonder of creation and like all that it really is and how creation is just like a reflection of God himself. Down in the commentary section, when it comments on verses 3 and 4, which say, they have no speech, they use no words, and no sound is heard from them. Yet their voice goes out into all the earth and their words to the ends of the world. That's basically saying like the world tells a story for itself. Creation points to God without needing to say, hey, there's a God. Just the fact that creation is something that still to this day we're trying to understand how and where it began, and we still don't have answers to those things, or like how intricate our bodies are, or how intricate certain insects and fruits and vegetables, and just like the science behind everything basically. That particular verse is really cool to me because it literally says they have no speech and they use no words, yet their voice goes out into all the earth. Like, the world speaks for itself. The world really does point to God just by existing, because it is so insane and hard for our tiny human minds to wrap our heads around. To what I really wanted to focus on is verses 7 through 14, which is a lot. But it's talking about the law of the Lord and his commands and his rules for our life, and basically what happens when you choose to live your life for the Lord and what benefit that is to us at all. And the description of it makes it sound so incredible, because it is so incredible. Following the Lord is an incredible thing. And verse 7 says, "The law of the Lord is perfect and refreshing to the statutes of the Lord are trustworthy, making wise the simple." And this is talking about like the rules and the guidelines that we have to live by and the commands that God gives us. And never once does he say like the commands of the Lord are stressful and make my life boring and make my life suck and make my life so much less joyful. He doesn't say any of that, which is what most people associate rules and commands with in the first place. Instead, he says they're sweeter than honey, they're purer than the most pure gold, it endures forever, gives joy to the heart, warms the heart, makes wise the simple, and refreshes the soul. Which those are all such incredible ways to describe the fact that God didn't give us commands and give us rules to limit us and to make us hate our life or miss out on things that we don't want to miss out on. Rather, God gave us those commands to give us a better life, give us a better way. And those rules don't hold us back as much as we think they do. They set us free. That is just so refreshing to me, especially where he compares it. They give light to the eyes, give joy to the heart, refreshing to the soul, sweeter than honey. That is just like so much comfort for my heart, because I know probably you know as well, as a Christian, sometimes people just assume like you're a boring person, or you say no to things because you have to, because you don't want to sin, or like, can Christians have fun? Can Christians go out on Friday nights? It's just a stereotype where if you're a Christian, you can't have fun, or you're unable to have fun, or your life is just boring now. And it's just really comforting to me to have David point out the fact like those rules are not made to make our life miserable. It gives us joy, it warms our heart, refreshes our soul, and ultimately leads us to a path of freedom. It's kind of funny how when we have commands and rules to follow, sometimes they set us free, versus where we have no boundaries, no commands, no nothing, can actually do the opposite. So the little commentary down here that I wanted to point out says, when we think of statutes, precepts, and commands, we often think of rules that keep us from having fun. But here we see the opposite. Law that revives us, makes us wise, gives joy to the heart, gives light to the eyes, warms us, and rewards us. That's because God's laws are guidelines and lights for our path, rather than chains on our hands and our feet. They point at danger and warn us against it, and then point at success and guide us towards it, which is so stinking true. I know a lot of times the things that Christians struggle with, people saying like, but you're a Christian, you can't do this, or you feel like you're missing out on. You're not actually missing out on anything. The things that we need to say no to may look fun at the surface, deep down do more damage than good. And the things that we get to say yes to far, far, far outweigh the things that we should say no to. And I don't know, I've been a Christian for a long time now, and honestly, I feel like my life isn't that much different from someone who isn't, not in a bad way, but I'm saying I still have fun with people. Christians can have fun. It's not like God set out these rules to say Christians can't have a personality and they can't have fun. He gave us those rules to point to dangerous choices that we will be drawn to, and point out why they're dangerous, what harm they may do to our lives and to our spiritual health and to those around us, and to warn us, to teach us like, stay away from this and stay on my path that I have for you. Then verse 12 and 13, but who can discern their own errors? Forgive my hidden faults. Keep your servant also from willful sins. May they not rule over me. Then I will be blameless and innocent of great transgression. This verse was really, really neat to me, because I think a lot of it has to do with my personality. But I feel like I struggle a great deal with guilt. Guilt of not knowing if doing the right thing, not knowing if I'm doing enough, not knowing if I did the wrong thing, what the right thing may be in certain scenarios. Like sometimes there's that sticky gray area with decisions that we have to make. And just dealing with guilt every day over like, what if I'm not good enough? Just feeling like an icky person, like not doing enough, not being enough, not living up to what God has for me, time and time failing, time and time messing up. And that verse was really cool to me because I do struggle with this as well. Is like, what if I think I'm doing the right thing, but unknowingly doing the wrong thing because of the way that I was brought up or the way that I was raised or what I've been taught? And I always pray that God reveals the truth to me and that I can make that change because I'm so conscious of it. But he says, forgive my hidden faults. And I just think that's really comforting, not to use as a crutch to continue to mess up, but the fact that we sin daily, probably without even realizing it. There are some things that you may not necessarily consider wrong or know the error in your way yet, and you unknowingly sin or unknowingly mess up or unknowingly hurt someone. And it's just really cool that he even made a point to say, forgive my hidden faults, because as much as we all would like to say that we're very aware of everything that's wrong with us and everything that we need to change, we're very humble, let's be real here and point out the fact that there's human ego and we don't know everything about ourselves, and we probably have more shortcomings than we're even aware of. And so he even makes a point to point that out. Who can discern their own errors? Like, who can even figure out what all they're doing wrong? Forgive my hidden faults. And I just want to start praying that prayer as well, and just really ask God to not only forgive my hidden faults and forgive me for the things that I unknowingly may be doing wrong in my life, but to point them out to me and guide me to change those things about myself. I don't know, it was just a really great chapter with great reminders for me. I'm learning a lot through the book of Psalm. I still have a lot more to go. I believe there's 150 chapters in Psalm. Some days I read more than one chapter, other days I read one chapter. It's just kind of me going at my own pace. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found something helpful in it. Maybe I inspired you to read the book of Psalm yourself. I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of struggling with ideas for my faith-based videos right now, just because I'm not necessarily in a season with my faith where I feel like I have a ton to share. And so it makes it a lot harder on me, because I know that you guys really like my faith-based videos, and whenever I post anything that's not faith-based, you guys are always on my back and you're like, where's Faith Friday? Where's Faith Friday? And trust me guys, I would post Faith Friday every single week. The only times that I miss it is if I genuinely feel I don't have content for it. And like I've said a billion times, I never want to force these videos. I never want to force my Faith Friday videos. So just be patient with me. If you guys have more faith-based ideas or topics you want me to discuss, leave a comment down below, and hopefully I can do them in the future. But like I said, I hope you enjoyed them. If you did, please make sure to give the video a thumbs up. It helps support my channel a lot. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to join the Happy Soul Tribe. Make sure you go out of your way today to love on someone and make them feel extra special just because they are. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye guys.